Hey guys, Break here. Welcome back to day 20 of the Gold Cap Challenge. We're at 20 episodes already. That is pretty crazy. And it's been a really cool series so far. It's been really fun to record and I hope you're all enjoying it. Basically today we are not going to do a mailbox opening until the end because all those herbs I invested in yesterday are just starting to sell at a much higher price. So I put them up for a really high price, make a nice little profit from those. A lot of you have been saying you also invested and you got some really nice profits, so that's all good to know. Right now I'm farming some heroics again for more bloods, and after this we will do some transmog runs because I haven't done them in a while. Now I could have waited even longer to sell my herbs I bought yesterday, but I thought with the banwave prices are going to go up anyway with people freaking out and investing. Just like in a financial crisis, everyone does a run on the banks. It's the same kind of thing, but in World of Warcraft. But yeah, everyone got a bit excited, ran to the auction house, bought up all the herbs, and then there's a massive drought of herbs. Not even because of the bots, mostly because of people freaking out over the bans and the fact that the herbs are going to go up in price so much. So I'm capitalizing on that by selling early, getting a nice little profit while the prices are still really inflated. And if they go up even more, then so be it, but I'm fine with selling now for a decent profit and moving on to invest in other things. Okay, it's time for some transmog farming. I'm here at my favourite place, the Ruins of Anchorage, or AQ20. Really nice farm. I've done it a few times before. You just run through here, avoid all the bosses, especially all the trash next to this boss, because they're part of the boss and that will pull him. So don't do any of the trash around here. The most important part is the trash around here at Mr. Hunter. The little yellow worms, they can drop some really good pieces. That's where I got my legs that I've had a few offers for 120 and 130k, but I want to sell them for over 200k, so I'm holding on to them for the moment. So yeah, this is the room you have to be careful in. Just run through and don't pull any of these guys, because if you do, it will pull the boss eventually and you won't be able to reset the dungeon. Even if the boss pulls and you shadow meld, so the boss runs back, it doesn't actually reset the whole boss, it just resets that phase, so you still can't reset it. And I think that's where I was having my problems the last couple of weeks, where I didn't kill the boss but I killed his trash, and that still meant that the raid locked. This is the best part of the transmog farm, especially these silicate feeders. They don't look like much, but they drop the best transmog. Ooh, look, there we go. Okay, only 500 gold, but still. This is the Loot Appraiser add-on, by the way. If any of you don't know, it just records the items you get and calculates how much gold you've got when the items sell and tells you how long you've been farming, etc. Really nice. So once you've killed all the trash here, you want to reset because it's not worth running the rest. So if you're a druid, it's really easy to reset. All you have to do is use Dreamwalk and it will take you to the Dream Grove, and then if you use Dreamwalk again, it will take you back to the entrance of whatever dungeon you were in. Really useful. I think it also works for Death Knight's Gate and maybe for a couple of other things, but yeah, it's a really useful trick for when you're farming raids or dungeons. Okay, so I farmed for 55 minutes and my Loot Appraiser is really messed up because I got these braces which on my server sell for like 200k, but on other servers they sell for nothing, and no one buys braces for transmog, let's be honest. So yeah. But before I got that, which was right at the end, I was on 50k. So you get about 50 to 60k an hour, and I didn't get any really rare drops. If you're lucky enough to get one of the really rares, which is the main reason you do AQ, then you're going to be making a lot more gold. But even without the rares, you can still get 50 to 60k an hour, so that's really nice. And you really want to do this farm for at least a couple of hours a month, so you can get some transmog on the auction house. Okay guys, right now it is the next day. I thought I would wait an extra few hours just so I could get as many sales as possible, because most of what I invested in after the bot ban wave has now sold, and I can do a big mailbox opening. So I've sold 130 items. This first page is about 140k, mostly gems and also my Aethrills which I invested in, and yeah, the rest of my enchants that hadn't quite sold. So that was 130k. I actually have no idea what this next number will be. Wow, 250k in this 50. That is mostly some transmog and most of the gems, my Starlight Rose which I invested in, my Aethrills which I invested in, and the Dreamleaf which I was farming yesterday. So that is really nice. Made some great profits. I hope you guys made some nice profits off this banwave. It's great to invest and see the prices rise. Most of them have fallen now, but still the prices on my server at least are much higher than usual, and you can make some great gold just by flipping people's mats who put it on for cheap, who might not know there's been a banwave, and putting it up for more expensive, and eventually they will sell. So that was 250 plus 130, which is 380, and this is another 80. It's mostly gems and enchants and the rest of my herbs. So that's a nice another 80. Takes me to 460k gold I got just from this mailbox. I also just sold a load more Aethrills to a purchaser via trade, which gave me another 50k, so that's about 500k just from opening my mail and doing a trade. Really nice work. We've gone from having about 50k here to having over 500k. It's a pretty cool part of TSM actually, if you guys don't know. Go on to accounting, tells you everything you've sold. You go on to player gold, and yeah, look at that, really nice. I haven't even sold all the herbs I invested. I've still got a few here, one stack of Starlight Rose and the rest of the Aethrills, but they will sell eventually. I'm pretty confident about that, and I'm going to keep listing them at my high price, because it doesn't matter what the other prices are. If you list in stacks of 200, you can basically list at whatever price you want, and it's likely eventually they're going to sell at that price, because people can't be bothered to go through stacks of 1 or 10. They just want big stacks usually. We're not going to get a crafting song today, unfortunately, because we are not going to be crafting. Basically, I'm trying to get as much Blood of Sargeras as possible so I can start to actually level up my jewel crafting. Once you hit level 800 jewel crafting, you unlock the Saber's Eye gems, the intellect and strength and agility gems. Those are the ones that sell for the most gold, and that's where the real profit is, because there aren't actually that many people with 800 jewel crafting because it takes so long to get to. Obviously I'm not 800 because this is a reasonably new character. I think if I can get to 100 bloods, that should be enough to take me to 800, especially because the Darkmoon Fair begins in 2 days, and that gives you the quest to give you 5 levels on your professions, so that will get from 795 to 800 just from doing a quest, which will be a lot cheaper. So you can see the average profits I made per herb. This is for Starlight Rose. It's on the accounting page of TSM again. On average I bought them for 75 gold each, sold them for 87 gold each, made about 13.5 gold per herb, and sold 2,000, so that's a real nice profit, over 20,000 gold just from flipping some herbs over a couple of days. Same with the Aethrills. I bought them on average for 19 and sold them for 24, so that's about 6 gold, or 5 gold per Aethrill, and I've sold 6,000 so far, so that'll be 30,000 gold. I've got a few more to sell at that price, but added together that'll be about 40 to 50,000 plus the 20,000. So I made 70,000 gold in 2 days just by buying out cheap herbs, making use of the banwave, and selling them in stacks of 200 for a much higher price. So that's it for today, guys. Sorry it took a little longer to get out this video, but I really wanted to wait till my herbs sold, and yeah, it's been a pretty hectic 2 days. But keep all your comments coming, I really enjoy them, and until next time, see ya!